Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about circumference. Now take a look, figure out what this shape is, and not only that, can you also figure out those color-coded lines or curves, okay? Namely the blue line, the red curve, and the purple line. Pause the video, whenever you're ready, we'll get back together. Now first of all, I hope we all agree that this is a circle. And the shorter one, that spans half of the circle, we call that radius. And then the longer one, that's twice of the radius, we call that diameter. The longest one, which surrounds the entire circle, we call this the circumference. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Remember the formula? The formula of circumference is equal to 2 pi r. But then you also realize that the 2 and the r will actually give you a d. So we can also rewrite our circumference formula to be pi d. And these two are the useful formula for the rest of the day and the rest of your life. Alright, examples. The first one, let's get going. Pause the video. Whenever you're ready, let's get back together. So again, we can either use 2 pi r or we can use pi d, okay, depending on which one we're given. The first case, we're given diameter, 20 centimeters, so we're going to plug in the pi d formula. So this is going to equal to pi times d, d is equal to 20. But then in this case, we're actually going to use pi equals to 3.14 to represent our diameter. So we're going to have that as being approximately equal to 3.14 times 20. And this is going to give us 62.8 centimeters. Part B, because we're given the radius, so we're going to use a 2 pi r formula. So we got 2 pi times r, r is equal to 3.6. This is going to give us approximately, okay, 2 times 3.14 times 3.6. This is going to give us 22.608 centimeters. And that's it for this question. Part 2, you get to use your calculator now. Pause the video whenever you're ready. We'll get back together. Okay, we really need to use our pi on the calculator. So first of all, let's write down our formula. In this case, because we're given the r, so we got 2 pi times r. R is 2.5. This, if you punch everything into the calculator, let's actually do that on the calculator. If you actually do that on the calculator, you're going to get 2 pi, and then times r, 2.5, you're going to get 15.71 in this case. Because you really need to, when it says you really use a pi in your calculator, you really actually need to find the button pi. Therefore, the answer is approximately 15.71 meters. Last question, slightly more interesting question of the day. We're going to figure out the two different pathways to B from A. Okay, there's one way going around the whole big circle from A to B. And here's the other way, going from A to B with one smaller semicircle and the other semicircle. We're going to find out which one is shorter from A to B. Okay, pause the video if you'd like to give it a try. And whenever you're ready, we'll get back together. So let's compare path R and path Y in this case. Path R, if you want to go from A to B, basically that means you're going half of the circumference. Okay, so half of the circumference is equal to 1 over 2 times, the circumference in this case is pi d. Okay, I'm using this 8 over here, this is my diameter. Pi times 8. Okay, this is actually going to give me 4 pi. Okay, because the question doesn't really ask me to round my answers, so I'm just going to leave it as it is, 4 pi. Now path Y, this is basically a semicircle, smaller semicircle, plus another semicircle. Okay, this is actually going to add up to a full circle. Okay, a full circle of, how about diameter? Diameter 4, right? Because you have half of 8, right? So this is 4 and this is also 4. If you put them together, the diameter is equal to 4. We have a smaller circle. In that case, if you want to find out the whole circumference of that smaller yellow circle, you're basically only going to put pi d in this case. Again, in this case, my d is 4. So I'm actually going to get surprisingly 4 pi as well. I got 4 pi from r, I got 4 pi from y. So in this case, we are actually having the same distance. Okay, both of path r and path y are exactly the same distance. So that's it for this question. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next lesson, which is the final lesson before the break. Peace.